Hello and welcome to Just Learn Python. In this series of videos, we are learning Python by doing basic exercises. This is part 7 of this series. Let us continue with exercise 31. Write a program to take comma separated words from user, print alphabetically sorted words. Some like it hot and it has to be hot it like some. So how we can approach this? We'll take the user in, split it by comma and then sort it out. Fine. So we'll write a function for that. Arrange words, pass the input string, split it by comma. This is a list after applying the split on input string that we are printing it here for our reference. Then we will use built-in function sorted on list. Fine. And then after that we are printing the original list here. Take the input from the user in str1, call the function, pass the str1. Let us run this code. Some like it hot. So it is some like it hot. The first one is list, original list. Then we are sorting it with sorted built-in function, printing the original list. We can achieve this by using list method sort, but the only difference is the list method sort will do the in place sorting. That means the list will be modified. In first case, the list will not be modified. When we use list method sort, that time it will be in place sorting. Fine. So original list will be modified. So let us run this code. So if you see here, we are printing the original list after splitting the list, and here we are calling the list method words.sort, and after that we are printing the original list. The list got modified. Fine. So it is up to you. You have to choose between when you have to use sort method and when you have to use built-in function sorted. In most cases you may have to use sorted so that the original list remains and you only work on the copy of it. So in some cases, if you want to do in place sorting, that time you can use sort method of list. Fine. Moving on to the next one, exercise 32. Write a program to take numbers from the user until user says done. So here what we will do, user will keep on giving some numbers until the user says done, collect the numbers and print it. So for that, what we will do, we will take a list, then we will run a continuous loop. While true will give us continuous loop. Num is a variable which takes the input from the user. We are prompting the user to type the number or done if user wants to quit. Fine. Now here in if condition, we are checking whether the num is done. So let the user give it in any form. We will convert it into lower and compare it with done, small letter, lowercase. If it is not done, then we are going to append that number to list. We are going to add that number to numbers list by converting it into int. That number may be in str format, so we are converting it into int and adding it to numbers. If the user says done, then break out of the loop. Here we are printing the numbers, that is the list. So I'll continuously type some numbers, arbitrary numbers, and once it is done, so it will be 10, 30, 40, 50. So the idea of this exercise is how to use continuous loop using while true and how to break out of the loop. Let us continue exercise 33. Write a program to accept sequence of lines from user and print lines with title case. So it is similar to the previous one. The only difference is here we are not expecting user to type done. Implicitly we have to handle the exit of the loop. Fine. So for that we will take a list user lines, empty list, where we will keep on adding the lines. Take a while loop, take the user input in line, if line. This is important. This line is important. If line, if there is a valid value inside line, then append it to user lines. Add this line to user lines. Before adding, apply the title case string method on line and put it into user lines, that is a list. If there is no valid value, then we will break out of the loop. Fine. So let us run this code. Here we are printing the user lines, that is the list. Let us run this code. So I'll copy the input, sample input, Godfather, then dark night. Fine. I'll just enter. So 3 inputs are enough for us. Then I'll just enter. So this becomes invalid input for this condition. Line, if until there is a valid value, then it converts it into title case and put it into user lines. That we are printing in this line. Print user lines. Fine. Let us move on to exercise 34. Write a program to print numbers between 2000 and 2050 whose digits are even numbers. So here what we have to do, we have to check, we have to print numbers whose individual digits are even numbers. For example, all the digits 2, 0, 0, 0 Like that we have to check whether it is divisible by 2. If it is divisible by 2, then it is a even number. So for that, what we will do, we will write a small utility function even, pass each digit and check whether it is divisible by 2. Here what we are doing, digit modulus 2. So we are converting it to int. We don't know whether it is in string format or number format. So for safer side, we are converting it to int and then applying the modulus. If the remainder is 0, after applying the modulus, if the remainder is 0, this statement returns true. If it is not equal to 0, then this statement returns false. Basically, this function returns true for even and false for odd digit, whatever it is. Okay, fine. Now in for loop, we'll take range that we have to print up to from 2000 to 2050 numbers we have to find. So what we will do, we'll iterate through this range, convert this into str, because this is required because we cannot directly index numbers. For that we have to convert the numbers into str format so that we can index it and get the individual digits. Fine. So S0 is 2, S1 is 0, like that. Fine. So we are passing that digit to even function. At first 2 is S0, it is passed, it is divisible by 2. Fine. And then move on to the next one. If it is true, pass the next digit, that is 0, and pass the next digit, another 0, like that. If all the digits are even, then print the number. If any of the digit is false, then this condition fails and the loop will continue with next iteration until the list exhausts. Fine. Let us run this code. So we got 2000, 2002, 4, 6, like that up to 48, 2048. Exercise 35. Write a program to accept sequence of lines or numbers and print them separately. Like bandit 20, like 30, become 40. So it is like some previous examples, but here we have to differentiate between word and number. Fine. We'll take two separate lists, words and numbers. We'll take a continuous loop. We don't know. Because user is giving a continuous input, so that input will be assigned to user input. Take the input from the user, assign it to here. If user input, if it is a valid value, then check whether it is a number. That is by, if the user gives a number, then check it with string method each digit. Each digit returns true if the string is number. Fine. If it is a number, convert it into int, then put it into numbers by using list method append. This statement converts given string into int and then put it into number list if it is a digit. Otherwise, put it into words list. If the user has not given any valid input, then break out of the loop. We are printing the both lists here, words and numbers. Let us run this code. Bend it like some arbitrary numbers, anything we can take, become. Fine. If I enter, so it becomes invalid for the user input. So it is printed separate word list and number list. So in this video we have seen how to run continuous loop, how to break out of continuous loop, and the sort method of list and sorted built-in function. Then we have used how to check the numbers, how to check the input from the user, whether it is a digit or it is a string, and then how to check individual digits by converting a number into string and then whether it is even or odd. That's it. So if you like this video, please click the like button and share it with your friends, and for future updates, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you. See you in the next video.